The Urban Resources Initiative is a nonprofit that's housed at the School of Forestry, and we utilize School of Forestry students to carry out greening work within the city. Our flagship program is the Community Green Space Program, which I'm the program manager for. That's where I actually got started as a volunteer, and then as a board member help with the trainings. And so the way it works is the community envisions the stuff that they want to improve in their neighborhood, such as getting rid of graffiti, beautifying their neighborhood, getting to know each other. Sometimes it's related to crime issues, trying to reduce crime or traffic. And they'll come to us and say, we'd like your help, and we say, great, we'll help you out. We'll provide the materials and the expertise. We call that a grant. We don't give people any money, we just provide them everything that they need. And we have a strong relationship with the City of New Haven, which is critical, because they have a mandate to do a lot of this work, but they allow us to do it. And we understand the issues around liabilities and permissions. And so we'll work with the community group. It's always their project, they envision it, and we'll help them accomplish it. We utilize School of Forestry students as the mechanism to get most of that work done, and for the School of Forestry students, this is their clinical learning opportunity. We've been working with the Friends of Wooster Square for many years, and they originally, Quarterly Benoit was a School of Forestry student, and she went out and mapped all the trees in the park and was really interested in sort of preservation of the trees, but also replacing trees and thinking about the next generation, which was great. And so we started working with the Parks Department to identify the most hazardous trees to get removed and then replant them. And probably about 2 years ago, we were doing this off and on sporadically, and then about 2 years ago, the mayor asked us specifically to do a real assessment of the whole park. Because some people were concerned about the state of the cherry trees, and I guess some people were concerned that at some point they might cut down all the cherry trees and then replant them. So he asked us to give a professional guidance on the project, and so we used it as, again, another clinical learning opportunity for School Forestry student Max Piana. He went out under my direction and assessed all the trees. The cherry trees at first in the park, and we made sort of a categorized list of which trees were most likely to want to be replaced, and so we're looking at replacing 2 or 3 per year to get sort of a succession of trees coming in, so that you don't have a wholesale loss of trees, but you always have the next generation coming in, and it seems to be working out fairly well. Across the city, we have this phenomenon called the Wooster Square cherry tree phenomenon, where when we go to talk to people about trees that they want for their own yards in front of their houses in the curb strip, because we do free tree planting for everybody in the city, and they often will say they want a cherry tree. And especially if we're asking in the spring, they'll have it in their mind that they want a tree that's like the one in Wooster Square. So it definitely has a legacy across the city. When you go to the park itself, it is quite magical. Hughes Place also has a double alley, or actually a single alley of cherry trees that creates a very iconic imagery. People will, when you can create spaces where people come out and congregate, and this is, what the Cherry Blossom Festival is about in Japan, is a celebration of spring, but you all get out there and enjoy the blossoms, each other, the park, the great space, and the forethought that was put into, preserving it. Wooster Square was a great example of when urban renewal got done right. They saved some of the row houses and didn't gut the neighborhood like had happened in many parts of the city. So with a continued foresight and care, I think it'll continue to be a strong neighborhood anchored by a city park.